Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we're going to do the book of Ghusal, washing of the whole body, Kitabul Ghusal. Let's begin. The performance of ablution before taking a bath. Narrated Aisha Raziallahu anha, the wife of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Whenever the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam took a bath after janaba, he started by washing his hands, then perform ablution like that for salah. After that, he would put his fingers in the water and move the roots of his hair with them, and then pour 3 handfuls of water over his head, then pour water all over his body. So this is narrated by Aisha radiallahu anha, Ummahatul Mumineen, and she is the wife of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Whenever Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam took bath after janaba, and janaba is having a shower after sexual impurity, he started by washing his hands. First and foremost, washing his hands, then perform ablution, wudu, just like for the salah prayer. After that, he would put his fingers in water. Put the fingers in the water and move the roots of his hair with them. Okay. And then pour 3 handfuls of water over his head and then pour water all over the body. I hope it's clear now. Another hadith. This is narrated by Maimuna radiallahu anha, the wife of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed ablution like that for salah. Again, here also we learn like that for salah, but did not wash his feet. Okay, in this hadith, he did not wash his feet. He washed off the discharge from his private part, then pour water over his body. Okay, clearing, washing off the discharge from the private part, and then pour water over his body. He withdrew his feet from the place where he took the bath, and washed them, and that was the way of taking bath of janaba. And taking bath by a man along with his wife. Taking bath with the wife. Let's see detail of this. Aisha radiallahu anha, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and I used to take a bath from a single pot called faraq. They are taking bath from the single pot, and that is called faraq. Taking bath with a sa of water, or 1 sa equal to 3 kilogram approximate. Okay. Narrated Aisha radiallahu anha that she was asked about the bath of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She brought a pot containing about a sa of water and took a bath and poured over her head. At the time, there was a screen between her and the questioner. Why this is mentioned here, like Ummahatul Mumineen, they used to answer the question, but there will be a screen between them when questioner is asking question and she is answering it. It means that the hukum of veil has been it already ordered. So there is a veil between them. And here in another hadith narrated by Jabir bin Abdullah radiallahu anhuma, and man asked him about taking a bath. He replied, a sa of water is sufficient for you. A man said, a sa is not sufficient for me. Jabir said, a sa was sufficient for one who had more hair than you and was better than you, meaning Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then Jabir put on his garment and led the salah prayer. Some people, they have more hair, longer hair. That also talking about sa should be enough. And I clear that 1 sa equal to 3 kilogram approximate. Okay. Another hadith, pouring water thrice on one's head. Narrated Jubair bin Mutim radiallahu anhu, Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, as for me, I pour water 3 times on my head, and he pointed with both his hands. Okay, how many times he has to? 3 times. And another hadith, starting one's bath by scenting oneself with hilab or some other scent. putting some scent on your body. Narrated Aisha radiallahu anha, whenever the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam took bath of janaba, that is sexual relation or wet dream, he asked for hilab or some other scent. He used to take it in his hand, rub it first over the right side of his head and then over the left, and then rub the middle of his head with both hands. Another hadith, having sexual intercourse and repeating it. Many people they have this doubt, they keep on asking it once they are done, can they repeat it and what is the hukum for that? Narrated Aisha radiallahu anha that she used to put scent on Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he used to go around his pipes, and in the morning he assumed the ihram, and the fragrance of scent was still coming out from his body. Narrated Anas bin Malik radiallahu anhu, he said Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to visit all his wives in a round during the day and night. They were how many wives? 11. Okay. And in another quotation, 9 in number. In one of the narration it is mentioned 11, in another it is 9 in number. I ask Anas, had the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam strength for it? Anas radiallahu anhu replied, we used to say that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was given the strength of 30 men. How much strength he has? Like of 30 men. And Sa'id said on the authority of Qatada that Anas had told him about 9 wives only, not 11. So what we learn from this narration, like he has 9, not about 11. But there are two different narrations here, okay? Whenever scented himself and then took a bath, while the effect of scent remained even after bathing. The scent is so strong, even after having shower, it's still you can smell it. Narrated Aisha radiallahu anha, it is as if I am just now looking at the glitter of the scent in the parting of the Prophet's head hair, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, while he was a muhrim. To rub the hair thoroughly while taking a bath. Narrated Aisha radiallahu anha, whenever Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam took bath of janaba, he cleaned his hands and performed ablution. What we have to again we learn in this hadith, first and foremost thing is cleaning his hands and perform ablution just like that for the salah, and then took a bath and rubbed his head till he felt that the whole skin of the head become wet. You know how you shampoo your head, the same way the whole head become wet. Then he would pour water thrice and wash the rest of the body. And these days we have shower and it made it very easily. Remember that time they don't have running water. They have to collect in some vessel and they have to use something to take out the water and use it. If someone while in mosque remember that he is in janaba, he should leave the mosque to take bath and should not perform tayammum. Narrated Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu, once the call iqama for the salah prayer was announced and the rose was straightened. Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam came out. When he stood up at the musalla, he remembered that he was junub. Then he ordered us to stay at our places and went to take bath, and then returned with water dropping from his head. He said Allahu Akbar, and we all offered the salah prayer with him. So it happens, as soon as you remember, you go and have the shower. So he remembered that he was in a janaba and he went and took the shower and he came back and water was dripping from his hair. And before starting this chapter, in the starting, like I mentioned, having sexual intercourse and repeating it. Like you want to repeat it again, what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do, he would just take the, instead of taking shower, he just do wudu and can repeat second time. And one can wash hand, but mustahab is having wudu and you can repeat sexual intercourse again. Whosoever took a bath alone in seclusion, completely without clothes. Okay, without clothes means naked. Narrated Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the people of Bani Israel used to take bath naked altogether, looking at each other. Prophet Musa alayhi salam used to take bath alone. They said, by Allah, nothing prevents Musa salam from taking a bath with us except that he has a scrotal hernia. So once Musa salam went out to take a bath, put his clothes over a stone, and then that stone ran away with his clothes. Musa salam followed that stone, saying, my clothes, O stone, my clothes, O stone, till the people of Bani Israel saw him and said, by Allah, Musa salam has got no defect in his body. And then Musa took his clothes and began to beat the stone. Abu Huraira added, by Allah, there are still 6 or 7 marks present on the stone from that excessive beating. So in this hadith, what we learn, there was no aib or no nothing on his body, but people of Bani Israel, they were thinking that because he has something on his body, so he's hiding it. It was the haya. He don't want to take bath in front of others, and that's what one should have, the haya. And another hadith narrated by Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when Prophet Ayyub alayhi salam was taking a bath naked, golden locusts began to fall on them in his clothes. His Lord addressed him, O Ayyub, haven't I given you enough that so that you are not in need of them? Ayyub alayhi salam replied, Naam, yes, by your honor, power, but I cannot dispense with your blessing because Allah is giving, so I am taking it. To screen oneself from the people while taking a bath. So narrated by Hani Bintey Abi Talib radiallahu anha, I went to Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the year of conquest of Makkah and found him taking a bath while Fatima radiallahu anha was screening him. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked, who is it? I replied, I am Hani. What is said regarding the sweat of junub and a believer does not become impure? Narrated Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam came across me in one of the street of Medina. And at that time I was junub. So I slipped away from him and went to take a bath. On my return, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, O Abu Huraira, where have you been? I replied, I was junub, so I dislike to sit in your company. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Subhanallah, a believer never become najas, impure. So here what we learn, a believer is never najas. Here it doesn't mean like as soon as you are in janama you have to take the shower. Many people have this question, what is mustahab? What can be done? So in the following hadith, inshallah you'll get the answer. A junub can sleep without taking a bath but with ablution. Narrated Umar bin Al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, I asked Allah's Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, can any one of us sleep while he is junub? He replied, yes. If he performs ablution, he can sleep while he is junub. You know, most of the time it happens during the night time. This like you have intercourse and you want to sleep. Yes, you can. Because here the hadith and that it clearly mentioned one can sleep without having the shower. Can any one of us sleep while he is in junub? He replied, yes. But if he perform ablution, that would be nice. So here not only this, few points I want to clear. First of all, it is mustahab, it is liked or loved if you take the shower that moment of time, like you have to do your salah or you have anything left from your ibadah, then it becomes conditional that you have to finish your ibadah, isn't it? And you have to take the shower. But what if You completed your ibadah and everything. That is the night time and it's mid of the night. And you want to go to sleep. Yes, you can go to sleep. But only thing you have to remember what is the sunnah. Just use the washroom, clean yourself, do the wudu. If you don't do wudu, that also fine. Because one of the narration we find it, Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sometimes just washed his hand, he didn't do the wudu also. And another thing, most of the people they ask this question once they had the intercourse, can they repeat? Yes, they can repeat, but it is mustahab, it is liked that you do the ablution before doing second time. And another thing, many people they sleep and like I'm talking about after doing the Fajr prayer. Now they had intercourse. Why I'm clearing these things? Because many sisters they have this question. So if we clear once, that will be enough for everyone, and everyone will be getting their queries answers. So here you had this intercourse after Fajr, and now you have to drop your children, and you don't have time. You wake up and you realize after Fajr you went to sleep, and you went to sound sleep, and you realize you're still in Junub, and you don't have time for the shower and you have to drop your children. So what you're going to do? You're going to drop the children and come back, then you can have shower. There is no hard and fast rule. Mustahab is when you go out, it's better to take shower and go. But some exceptions are there, because we see when one of the Sahaba, he was passing through the masjid, he was junub, he was a jumbi, but he was allowed to pass through the masjid, but he was not allowed to sit and do the ibadah. No way. The same thing for ourselves. You can do the household chores, but it is not liked, it's not appreciated. The loved and liked thing is better to take the shower, but you don't have time and you have to drop them. So you're going to drop them and come back, then you can have your shower. That also fine. But some people they ask question, they are nursing their children, is it allowed to have in the jumbi condition and still they nurse their children? It is okay, but again the mustahab thing, better to take shower ASAP. But what if in the night time you had it and you went to sleep, but before Fajr you have to, isn't it? You're not going to miss the Fajr prayer. And many sisters, because of the shyness, because they are living with the extended family, they don't take shower and they don't do Fajr prayer and they neglect. And that is a fariza. That is a mandatory thing. It's not only extended family. Sometimes you stay with your children and they are grown up and you think they will understand. So what? It is a personal thing between husband and wife, and husband and wife they are libas. So it's a personal thing. You can take shower in the night, but you don't want to take, you are tired, you want to take in the morning in the tahajjud time, that also fine. During the daytime, you had it once and you are delaying it and leaving the fard prayer, that is not appreciated. Mustahab is take the shower as soon as possible. But many people ask how Prophet ﷺ used to do. He took the shower before Fajr also, before Tahajjud time, because he was doing Tahajjud regularly. And that is the thing Rasulullah ﷺ used to do. Like you can sleep in the night in the janaba, and in the morning in the Tahajjud time you can take the shower. And here we have so much luxury. You don't have to turn on any switch or anything, just you can have the hot water, and that too running water. That time they don't have that opportunity. What is sunnah is both the way we get. He used to take shower that moment of time, and many times he took shower at the tahajjud time. And the same question has been asked during the Ramadan time. What is mustahab and what one has to do? Like you wake up and it is only few minutes left for the Fajr and you want to eat something. So what you want to do? Because now you are in Janaba. Can you eat or can you take the shower? You're gonna eat. You're gonna eat first because there is nothing wrong with you. You can go in the kitchen, even you can make food. There's nothing wrong in making a food. Many people ask, can we make food? We are in that condition. Yes, you can make food. Go and make the food, eat your food, and then take shower and do your Fajr Salah. It is mustahab, like when you are in Janaba, better you wake up early in the tahajjud time, do tahajjud, eat properly, before that you take the shower. But what sometimes it happens, mishap happens. But that also we get the authenticity, like Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam used to eat and then take shower, and very rare, but it can happen. So one has the excuse, but you can't miss Fajr prayer. You have to do ASAP. Before Fajr, you wake up, it's like only 15-20 minutes for Fajr. So you're gonna eat, finish your eating, go and take your shower and do the Fajr prayer. Okay? I hope I clear the matter. Here, when male and female organs come in close contact, bath becomes compulsory. Narrated Abu Huraira radiallahu anhu, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when a man sits in between the four parts of woman and did the sexual intercourse with her, bath becomes compulsory. So here one has to take the bath and it is compulsory. If you have any questions and queries, you are most welcome to ask and let me know. You can like live students, you get chance to ask question right away. But what about those who are listening on YouTube and Facebook? They can send me question. Inshallah, I'll clear the matter. Jazakallah khairan kasira. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu